Okay, so today I'm going to just do a little walkthrough of my website for you and show you what it's all about. So as you can see, I did my website on feeding disorders and dysphagia in children. So if you don't know, dysphagia is a swallowing disorder that a person might have. So below I just kind of describe what the purpose of the site is. It's to be an aid for speech-language pathologists and parents of children with feeding disorders. It tells you what feeding disorder is, and then I list some signs of feeding disorders. You may or may not wonder if your child has one, so this is a good place to start and get a feel for whether you need to maybe do a little more investigation or bring your child to the pediatrician. But if you do suspect that your child has a feeding disorder, you definitely do need to take them to their pediatrician or to a speech-language pathologist to get that addressed. So next I have a little bit about myself. My name is Julie Town, and I'm a senior at LSU getting my bachelor's degree in communication disorders. And then I list what I want to do as a clinician one day and what I like to do in my free time. And I have a little picture of my sweet dog, Beauregard. I love him very much, and he just had to make the website. And then I have my resources. These are resources that are useful for clinicians and parents. A little bit about feeding disorders, swallowing disorders, and kind of what to expect if you do think that your child has a feeding disorder. And these are good tools also for clinicians who maybe don't work with feeding disorders. They may work with speech-language patients. So this is just a little information for you if you feel like you want to expand your knowledge on this topic. And then Resources 2.0 is just a little bit of what I used in order to create this site. Some programs I used were Google Drive and Google Docs, amongst others like Blogger. And then tongue tie can be a cause for feeding disorders or dysphagia. So under here I just list some resources about tongue tie that can be, again, useful for parents or clinicians. Definitely recommend you check those out. So under technology projects, I have PLE and PLN, which stands for Personal Learning Environment and Personal Learning Network, and my cursor is not working. Okay. So this is a little graphic for you to kind of help you distinguish one from the other, and then I have a little summary that kind of explains what it is and the differences between them. So under here I have a chart of different programs and apps you can use for creating your PLE and PLN. And then under here I did some reviews of a blog, a teacher blog, and how to use it in the classroom. And then I did a review of Diigo as an educational tool, and I also incorporated this into how to maybe use it in a private practice for a clinician, since that's kind of what my website is about. And then I lost my cursor again. There we go. Then I did one on microblogging. And this, I did mine on a feeding blogging, a feeding Twitter handle, which is a great source for parents and clinicians. And it's a good way to get support and see what others may be going through. And also to get advice and some other additional information. My cursor really doesn't want to work with me today. And then I have, let me go back to the beginning of technology projects. I forgot to show you this. This is just a little PowerPoint that I put together of possible food aversions that you might want to look at and see if your child maybe displays like consistent aversions. I'll just do, does your child have a food aversion? So this would be an example. If your child complains of something feeling slimy, they might have a texture of really smooth foods, and the rest of it is just kind of about other aversions that children may have. And if you see a pattern of your child repeatedly doesn't like really soft foods or bumpy foods, then they may have a food aversion. And note that a lot of parents do experience with their children that they don't like to eat a certain type of thing. That's normal. But if it seems to expand across multiple things and you really can't get them to eat much of anything, then you might have a food aversion on your hands. So that's just the beginning of that, but very helpful. And then I'm going to go down to my mobile app. Excuse me. And so I did my mobile app on Adobe Spark Video. So you could use this in the classroom to help your children engage in the learning process. They can make their own videos about a certain topic and give a presentation to the class. But this presentation is actually how to incorporate that into a clinician, their life, into their practice. So you could use it to help your children who maybe need to have a video of laying out what therapy is going to be for that day, and then they will be able to perform the therapy better if they know what's going to be happening. So it's just a great resource to help you with your, a lot of times with your autistic children, or your children with autism, excuse me. So definitely check that out. And then I have my digital story. This digital story is actually about my friend Joy and her son David. He was born with a tongue tie. They didn't know it at first, and it caused a lot of problems. So this is just about their story. I actually got to walk through it with them. I got to go to the therapy sessions with Joy and actually see everything firsthand. So this was pretty personal for me, and it was really a reinforcer of why children need to be checked for tongue tie when they're born. They're checked for hearing loss, so why not check for tongue tie? So this is my website evaluation, and I did my website evaluation on Fun with Spot. This is a great website that you can use to help your child develop their language or help preschoolers develop their language. And it was very easy to use. There are a lot of games that help develop language. And the idea of concepts, which is integral in developing language. So definitely check that out. Then once I'm done with this video, I'm going to put the screencast of my site on this page. And then I have my Apple Teacher certification right here for you. I'm certified on the Mac. And those are my badges. And real quick, I'm going to take you to my tech blog. And this will be a blog for feeding and dysphagia. Parents, clinicians are all welcome to use it. But first, I just did a little bit about myself again, and then the do's and don'ts of copyright. Since we will be sharing information on this page, I plan to adhere to this as well as I can and do my best to follow the rules. So here's just a little bit about copyright, and then how to use a wiki in the classroom. It's a great tool for teachers. I also talked about at the bottom how it can be a great tool for speech-language pathologists. So definitely check that out as well. So thank you so much for looking at my website and taking this tour with me. I hope you have a great rest of your day.